watching Urban Smash TV with your girl Emma Okofo. I have the lovely Jade with me. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
We're good, yeah. Came through the brisk, sunny. Is it sunny outside?
It's a bit breezy, but there's a bit of sun.
A little bit of sun.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, we're gonna start with the icebreakers, our famous icebreakers. So you just pick any one you like there.
Okay. If you're a candy bar, which candy bar would you be? I would say Bounty.
Bounty, okay.
Maybe because I think on the outside, I have this image of maybe like hard hysteria or whatever. But on the inside, I'm very quite soft, and I think maybe the area I live in as well, compared to like my outside. Yeah, I think
lovely.
Bounty.
Have you thought about this before? Because that came right off your top of your head.
No.
Well, Jade, we're talking about you because it is all about you today.
Yeah.
And we know that you have a photography company, JKG,
Yes.
that you're doing at the moment.
Yes.
And can you just talk a little bit about how you got started and, I mean, what inspires you to get into photography?
I feel like from a young age, I've always loved taking photos. The idea of being able to capture a moment, I think, it's just incredible. I believe when I was 17 is when I first started, and my parents got me this camera, and I did a shoot with my friends, and I didn't think it would ever turn into what it is right now. And it was literally just a group of friends, and we did a shoot, and everyone was like, Jade, this is what you need to do. And I was like, no. And I was like, because like before photography, I sang, so I thought that's what it was I was gonna do. But then when I started being able to create images and people love them and them coming back to me. And I think an image is one of those things that can bring back someone's memory. You could lose your memory and see an image and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember this. So I think that's one of the main reasons. Being able to create a moment with an image is just one of the best things, I think.
That's like such a fantastic way to kind of describe photographs. Like, I keep saying, I want to take photographs, I want to remember this.
Yes.
And then people will be like, why do you want to remember everything? But it's so important. Imagine if you did lose your memory, you have that picture. Exactly. And what they say, what's that saying? You can say 1,000 words in a picture or something like
exactly. That. A picture says it all sometimes. You don't even need words. Sometimes a picture could just tell you everything.
Could just tell you everything. So you started this, you got your camera, and then was it, when you started taking the pictures, was that like, oh, I want to make a career out of this? How did that
I think I started in 2010, so I just turned 17 in the September of that year, and I was like really lonely. I think I had just started a new college. I didn't have really many friends. I didn't stay in contact with a lot of friends from school. So I needed to find a hobby. So at first it was just a hobby. And I contacted loads of friends that did modelling and things like that. And I was like, guys, come, let's just go South Bank, let's go here. And for the whole of 2011, I was literally just shooting with everyone I knew. And then it wasn't until, I'd say, August of that year, someone was like to me, Jade, get this onto a website now. And I was like, nah, I don't know, who do I ask? So I remember asking numerous of people and them telling me so many different prices. And I was still 17 and I was like, no, okay, this can't be the way forward. So my friend suggested to me that I use a web builder and I do it myself. And I think I'm my own judge. So if I know how something needs to be, I can do it. So I remember sitting down there for for a whole week and just making my website. And yeah, I made it and it was just like, oh my gosh, wow. And then I think I brought my hosting, and I think that's how it really came about. But originally when I first started, my photography name was Snapshot Photography. So I didn't even have a brand. It was literally just, okay, I took photos and I needed a name. And that was that really. And then I was like, okay, like my full name is like Jade Keshia Gordon Brown. But I thought that's too long, so I had to cut it down. So now, like, as for business purposes, it's just Jade Keshia Gordon, hence the JKG Photography. So I think when I first started my website, at the time I was so proud of it. And I was like, wow, I'm 17, I've made a website for business, wow. And then I started to look at other people's and I was like, okay, no, maybe not. And then I think since then, I've changed my website over like 50 times because I can. And it's like when people now see it, they are shocked. They're like, whoa, Jade, who made your website? I'm like, me.
You designed that website by yourself?
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Everything's done by me. So I think I would rather rely on myself. So if I get it wrong, I know it's my fault. Because if I was to maybe rely on somebody else and then they don't get it on time, then I'll just feel really stressed. So I'd rather just do it myself. So at the moment, I'm in the process of rebranding. So it's actually been taken down, like as of today. But I can do that because I know when it will be up and because I've got the time to do it. So yeah, when I first started, it actually looked like a web builder and it looked like it had been done on a website. But I think as I learned how to do it, it just became more and more, just became perfect. And it's just, but yeah, all the time I'm always changing little things. I'm like, I don't like that, and because I can do it, I do it. So
I think this is such an inspirational story. And you said you're only 17.
Yeah, I was 17 at the time. I'm 20 now.
You're 20 now, so that's when you started when you were 17.
Yes.
And I mean, this is just like anyone that wants to start a career, you can do it.
I think
possible.
It's definitely possible. I feel at the time when I was looking for so many jobs and they were always saying experience, experience, experience. And I was thinking to myself, how am I meant to get experience if you can't give me the job? I remember working for the Olympics in 2012, which was an amazing experience. And that probably helped me a lot in regards to meeting new people and things like that. But still, photography was everything in my heart. And I feel that being your own boss, it means if you lose money, you've lost it for yourself. And I think that's how it kind of got to go sometimes. And I feel like when I first started, I didn't let people know who I was. So unless you met me, you wouldn't know who my business was. For a long time, that's how it was until I would say last month. I would get emails and people would be like, dear sir. People assume that a photographer has to be a man.
Right, yeah.
And I wanted to break that boundary and barrier for so many reasons, because I was thinking to myself, people assume if you're a woman, you have to be doing hair, makeup, or you have to be doing cooking, you have to be doing fashion styling. No, why can't you be a photographer? And I feel like there's not many iconic female photographers. Why can't I be one of those? Like, I think that's what it is. I know maybe a lot of my female friends, there's about maybe 3 or 4 that I know are female photographers, but I get it a lot. Oh, dear sir, and I'm like, why would you totally assume that I'm a guy? Until people meet me, like, oh my gosh, Jade, I thought you were a guy. And it's like, no.
Why do you do that?
So it's been a very long road, and I feel that where I am right now with it, I'm so happy in regards to it, because I taught myself everything. I taught myself everything that I know about photography, I taught myself. Because you are your best teacher sometimes. Like, you just have to learn and you keep on learning. And like, I go to uni now and I study photography.
Yeah.
And now I'm using that in my business, which makes me so much better as a person and as a photographer. And I feel if I can just inspire one person to become a photographer because of what they've seen or what they hear from me, I'll be more than happy, because that's all I ever want to do. Because you can be a male, female, whatever, I would just love to be able to inspire, because I never had that. When I started, I remember trying so hard to ask people, can I shadow you? Can I shadow you? No, no, no. And I thought to myself, why? And I used to get all these different remarks. Oh, we don't want you to steal our clients. We don't want you to do this. And I was like, if you have a talent, why can't you share it? So it's like, now when someone's like to me, Jade, can I come and assist you? I'm like, yeah, come. I've got a shoot next week, come. Like, I have like so many shoots sometimes. I'm like, guys, just come, just come. I have my friends come in, I'll be like, guys, this is how I work. So they see me in a different light when I'm working, because like when I'm like with my friends, I'm like, ooh, I'm quite quiet or bubbly. But when I'm working, I'm like, all right guys, so I need you to be here, I need you to be here, I need my team over here. I'm literally just like, all over the place. But I think that it's a lovely job. I think it's very, very lovely, and
you know what, you can just kind of hear your passion. You can see that you're so passionate about what you do, and that is just such a fantastic thing to find. And you're only 20, you're still young, and you've still got leaps and bounds to go, but it's an amazing thing. Do you have any advice you can give to anyone, even if it's just not even photography, just anyone that wants to start up a business about their passion?
Never allow anybody to tell you you're wrong, because you can feel like, I think one of my worst demons, and I think it's till this day, it's still now, I would see something and I'm like, oh, I want mine to be like that. I always try to compare myself to others. You have to compare yourself with yourself, and you look at where you started and you look at where you are now. If I was to compare with how I started to where I am now, people would be so shocked that it was the same person, because my work has improved so much over the years that I shock myself sometimes, and I'm like, wow. So I always say to people, you have to believe, achieve, and then you succeed. I actually have it tattooed on me, because that is something that I believe in, that if you believe in it, you will achieve it and you will succeed, and that's all to it. I think it's a lot of, you have to put a lot of dedication and a lot of willpower, you're going to get people who tell you no. But no is not never, no is just no for now. And it means maybe one day they will contact you and be like, oh, could you? And then you'll feel, that means I've improved. Because all it means is that then you're not right for them for now. That's all it means. And I've had that so many times. And when it first happened, I was so upset. But now I look at it as okay, I need to grow a bit more. And I need to refine my craft. And I'm always refining, always refining, like always. So I think that's one of my, I would say, definitely one of those things, definitely.
Thank you so much, Jade. This is a great advice. I'm sure you've inspired a lot of people out there today. Can you just give people where they can find you, a bit more information?
My Instagram is at JKG Photography. My Twitter is at JKG Photography. My website is www.jkgphotography.co.uk, which will be relaunching on the 6th of September. So look out for that. There's going to be a lot of changes because I've now been recruited by a studio where I now work, called Create Studios in Hackney, and that's basically where now that's going to be part of my website as well. So it's going to have a load of new things, so I just hope everyone gets to see it as well.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jade, for coming along today.
Thank you so much for asking me. It's a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure to interview you today. You've been watching Urban Smash TV. We'll catch you soon. Bye.
Hi there, this is Urban Smash TV. I'm J. Marie Cooper. Believe me, it's not easy dragging yourself off the floor when you're wretched and torn. I got down and I found sometimes the fight in your fall, it makes you more capable. I can live as a prisoner of my own misery, yes. When I'm a warrior woman, I'm ready for my victory. Warrior woman, don't you be scared, yeah.